Wasi from the Option Snipers, and we're looking for new traders that are literally telling themselves, I have no idea what I'm doing in the market. If that sounds like you, it is going to be imperative for you to go ahead, click the link below so that you can join our community. Listen, we're not for everybody, so if you feel like you already know it all, please, by all means, continue to strive for your own success. But if you're someone that literally needs the assistance, it's definitely going to benefit you to join our community. All right, so go ahead and click the link below, and we'll see you soon. Chat later.
How's everybody doing today? Good, good, good. What's today? Sunday? Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Real quick, problem solvers don't panic, they pivot. Write that down. Problem solvers do not panic. We're getting straight to it, guys. We're getting straight to it. Problem solvers do not panic, they pivot. Let me tell you a little bit about options trading, okay? Well, specifically the stock market. And most of you guys heard me yesterday, right? Here's the issue. The stock market is not risky. Somebody say that out loud. The stock market is not risky. Okay, say it one more time. The stock market is not risky. And then one more time again, guys. The stock market is not risky. Absolutely. Listen, what is perpetrated on the airways today is that our community is not invested in the stock market, right? And the reason as to why they want to do this is because they want our money. We talked a little bit about the black dollar yesterday, right? Our black dollar is very, very strong, right? And so typically what happens in our community, we're told that things that are risky are things that we should not partake in, okay? So they instill fear in us and they tell us to do things against our own best wishes. Correct. For their best wishes, yes. Right? Does anybody resonate with that? Yes. Right. So what we need to do is we need to flip the script. Okay, somebody say flip the script. Flip the script. Somebody say flip the script. Flip the script. Somebody say flip the script. Flip the script. Great, excellent. And so what that means to me and what that should mean to you all is that we are going to get out of the idea that things are too difficult for us, okay? Correct. Nothing is too hard for us, correct. Okay? What cripples us is we have this understanding or this false understanding or belief that the stock market is not something that we should partake in. However, what we see on a day-to-day basis, year over year, is that the people that do have the information on the stock market are the ones that are successful, correct. Okay? Do we agree with that? Yes. We agree with that, Ryan? Correct. Yes, excellent. Amazing, amazing. Yes. So what we need to do is we need to flip the script. We need to be people that decide to go after the things that are told to us that are things that we shouldn't be a part of, okay? In every single way, right? So even talking about life insurance, right? The same idea. So here's the thing. Life insurance protects us as far as our family's private banking. Absolutely. Right? Now, options trading protects us as far as our family's portfolios, okay? We're able to hedge against the market or even partner with the market in order to be successful. That's the greatest thing about options trading, in my opinion, correct. Is that we can profit when the market is going up, and we can also do what? Profit when the market is going where? Down, okay? With the stock market in general, we're able to buy shares in the markets. We're able to be a part of great companies, right? But then with options trading, we're also able to leverage small amounts of money in order for us to be able to profit when the market is going up, right? But also when the market is going down. Pivoting. Okay? Pivoting, exactly. Somebody say problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers one more time, guys. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers pivot. Amazing, amazing, guys. Let's go ahead and clap for ourselves. Are we problem solvers in the room? Are we family generational wealth creators in the room? Absolutely, absolutely. And I believe that. I believe there's so much potential in this room to get us into a space where our generation allows us to be able to pass on this information to the next generation, right? For instance, I actually created a book called Stock Market Made Easy for Kids, okay? And what my goal is with this book is to be able to have young children be able to learn this information from a small age so that they can grow up with the information, right? Now, this book is catered to middle school students. So imagine a 8-year-old, a 9-year-old child, right? By the time they turn 18, how many years of understanding of the stock market would they have at that point? Somebody say, this will happen in my generation. Somebody say, this will happen for my family. Amazing, amazing. So listen, the whole idea with options trading is when we are invested in the markets, when we are getting into buying stocks, buying shares, different things like that, right? We're looking for the market to go up. And typically the market goes up as far as a staircase, right? That's typically how it looks on the chart, okay? But when the market is going down, it goes down like an elevator, okay? Now, we had COVID that happened in 2020, right? And typically people have this idea of, man, what if the stock market crashes? Am I going to lose all my money because of what's going on in the markets? But what a lot of people don't understand is that typically when the market is going down, it's usually when the people become the most profitable, right? The higher ups, people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, right? Tim Cook, right? It's essentially what you start to see is that when the market goes down, they're already hedging against their own businesses. Their own businesses, okay?
On, this is Wasi from the Option Snipers, and we're looking for new traders that are literally telling themselves, I have no idea what I'm doing in the market. If that sounds like you, it is going to be imperative for you to go ahead, click the link below so that you can join our community. Listen, we're not for everybody, so if you feel like you already know it all, please, by all means, continue to strive for your own success. But if you're someone that literally needs the assistance, it's definitely going to benefit you to join our community. All right, so go ahead and click the link below and we'll see you soon. Chat later.
Right? And so this is the thing, there's so many loopholes with this. Even someone like, does anybody know who Nancy Pelosi is? She is the #1 options trader in the land. Do you want to know why? Because she's actually able to affect policy, okay? She actually has her trades available online as well, right? So this is the ability for you to actually see what she's trading on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-by-month basis, and you can actually copy her trades, right? So people have the information that we just don't have, right? Like we talk about the idea that knowledge brings manifestation, right? The information creates the manifestation. Have you guys ever heard that before? Yes. And so essentially what we need to do is we need to partner with businesses that are doing great things in the markets. And the way we are able to do that is through options trading, right? Instead of having to look to get hired at a certain place, we can simply just partner with the market, partner with these companies, and be able to increase our revenue as a part of that, okay? So when we talk about the stock market and specifically COVID 2020, okay? Elon Musk at that time, he made more, his increase in his net worth increased significantly more than even his business did at the time, okay? Do you guys get that? That was at the time, I believe, Bill Gates was the richest, I believe, at that time in 2020. And so once Elon Musk came into the fold and he hedged against his own business or even other businesses, right, he's able to then profit and become the highest grossing founder, okay? And so that's typically the way things go when the market is going down, okay? Somebody say, I'm making money regardless. Somebody say, I'm making money regardless. Somebody say, I'm making money regardless. Excellent. So for me, right, my story was in 2020, there was obviously the market coming down, but I had the understanding that, listen, even though the market comes down, the market always does what? It always goes back up, okay? So when I realized this and I saw that the market was going down, I took a chance on myself, right? Now, what that meant was I still had risk management involved as well. So there was only a threshold as far as how much money I would lose, right? But then there was so much more infinite amount of money for me to gain, okay? I literally made $100,000 in a single day trading stock options, okay? This is our portion. Somebody say, this is my portion. Somebody say, this is my portion. Somebody say, this is my portion. You guys are probably looking at me like, why does he keep making me say things 3 times? It sounds really good for me to be up here and say these things for you guys to hear them. It's completely different as far as the transformation is concerned for you all to say it for yourselves, to prophesy these things on your own lives, okay? Does that make sense? Yes. Absolutely. And the thing about it is, once you remove the fear of the stock market, your power becomes even much more infinite, right? Because think about it. The everyday person has this understanding that, or has the belief that the stock market is risky. So if you're someone that decides that you would be powerful enough to know this information, right, so that it can transform you, how much more elevation would you start to experience in your life pertaining to the stock market, versus other individuals, right? So that's the whole idea. Many people think of this idea of going viral, right, in this day and age. My perspective is to go valuable, okay? Somebody say, I'm going valuable. Somebody say, I'm going valuable. Somebody say, I'm going valuable. Excellent. Some of you guys here are, there's different endeavors that you guys are going into pertaining to life insurance, the stock market, Airbnb, and things like that. And because of what society may tell you, right, or because of what you may even believe for yourself, right, maybe this is something I can't do, things like that. Those thoughts are only going to be detrimental to you, right? And so we need to be able to be people that come outside of that, right? The best traders are people that are decisive individuals. Yes. Somebody say, I'm a decisive individual. Somebody say, I'm a decisive individual. Somebody say, I'm a decisive individual. Okay, we are people that do things in our best interest once we have the knowledge and we go straight on and get to it.
That is correct.
Ryan is tickling me over here. Listen, we have to be people that are decisive, right? Because when it's time to strike, when I'm looking at the markets and I'm looking at continuing to be profitable in the markets, I have to make decisions, okay? There's a lot of head knowledge that you may have pertaining to trading, right? You may read a lot of books. You may have, a simple understanding from maybe some of the videos you guys may watch or just things you may hear on CNBC, right? But it's something totally different when you actually start pressing the button, okay? Somebody say, I'm pressing the button.
I'm pressing the button.
Somebody say, I'm pressing the button. Somebody say, I'm pressing the button. How hard are you pressing that button, man? Hard. Somebody say hard. Somebody say hard. We got to be people that press that button. It may not even have to be about options trading, right? It may just be about any endeavor that you have in your life. But one thing I do know about options trading is that it's a powerful tool that will allow you to multiply your life as a whole, okay? Because here's the thing about trading. What trading does is it actually allows you to see into yourself. Trading allows you to see into yourself. I promise you, by the time you become a trader, you start to see things about yourself that you never knew was there. And guess what? Your ability to be profitable is synonymous with your ability to attack those things with vigor, okay? To attack those things with vigor so that we can be people that can be profitable. Because this is one of the best things I love about options trading is that we get to profit not only in our bank accounts, but in our hearts and in our minds. Think about it. If you have to become a specific individual as a result of options trading, now you get to reap the benefits outside of options trading.
Correct.
Now I get to be decisive in everything I do.
Yes, sir.
Right?
It's keep us away from it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. And here's the default that society or culture wants to have us be is dormant, lazy, right? Misinformed, right? When you are a trader, you're literally looking for the most information you can at a specific point in time so that you can be decisive and be confident in your decision making. Somebody say, I'm confident.
I'm confident.
Somebody say, I'm confident. Somebody say, I'm confident. The thing with the stock market is that the confidence is what creates the cash flow. The confidence is what creates the cash flow. What would make a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, what would make them look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm going to put several $1 million in the markets with the expectation of benefiting from that? What would allow them to do that?
Confidence.
What would that be? Confidence, right? Somebody say confidence. Somebody say confidence. Somebody say confidence. It's crazy because, you know, we live in a society where we go to school, right? And then they tell us what we need to learn, right? They give us algebra. Does anybody use algebra today?
No.
You never used algebra, Ryan, did you?
For nothing.
Oh my gosh. I'm cracking up here, guys. I love this guy. I love Ryan.
I love you too, Wasi.
I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. We are told to learn algebra. What then happens when we attempt to learn algebra and we get a report card back and it says a C, a D, or F? What does that do to our confidence? Right? It starts to become self-identifying. We start to self-identify. Exactly. We start to self-identify ourselves with failure, right? On a subject that we potentially will never use in our adulthood. Think about that. It's a programming. This is what's happening in real time, right? Now, I'm not saying that there's not a need to understand this information. What I am saying is there are things that we need to learn that are more dire to our day-to-day living. Does anybody understand that? I love education. I love learning, okay? I have, you know, my master's degree. I have a bachelor's degree, right? I actually attended Howard University not too far from here, okay? Yes. Absolutely. Do we have any HU graduates here? No? You do? HU, okay, I see you. I see you excellently, excellent. So yes, you know, it's a need to have these things, but then, you know, the things that are more important to our day-to-day living are the things that we really need to understand and really need to learn, right? I was 21 years old when I understood what an interest rate was.
I was 33.
Imagine that, Ryan. Something that is happening right in front of our eyes, we're not able to understand this information simply because it was kept from us, right? We have this understanding of, you know, kids skipping school, right? They skip school and because they don't want to learn things there, right? But what I would say, though, is that the schools are typically skipping out on information that we need to learn. So who really is skipping school at that point? Do we understand that? That's a very powerful thought. And so what we need to be is we need to be people that are ever learning on the things that are affecting us on a day-to-day basis. Absolutely. And I promise you, options trading is one of those things that you would need to learn so that you can be very well versed in what is happening on a day-to-day basis, right? It allows you to solve problems. Somebody say, I'm a problem solver.
I am a problem solver.
Somebody say, I'm a problem solver.
I am a problem solver.
Somebody say, I'm a problem solver.
I am a problem solver.
We need to be problem solvers, and options trading allows you to solve problems on a day-to-day basis. I have several students in our university that are able to solve their problems as a result of becoming an options trader. I have people that have, okay, I see one back here. Arion's back there, right? Excellent. People are able to solve their problems using this skill set on a day-to-day basis, right? And now the whole idea with options trading for most people is that they think that they're going to lose all their money. But the strategies that we teach is to be able to calculate our loss and expect that the loss is where we would end things, right? That's called a stop loss, okay? Because one thing we can't control the market going up, but what we could control is our losses. So imagine if we consider that our wins are infinite, but our losses are calculated, right? You essentially go into your week limited, exactly. You go into your week telling yourself, this week I'm only gonna lose this amount of money. That transforms your thinking, because most people, when they think about trading, they only think about what? They think about gains. Thank you, Curtis. They think about gains. Anytime people think about trading in the stock market and they want to become great at the skill set, the only thing that they consider is the gains, and that's where the losses happen, right? The strategies that we teach what you're supposed to see when the market or when your trade is going good. And then we teach you what to see when the market is doing what? Going bad, or your trade is going bad, right? That's the whole idea of things. So imagine you can almost anticipate that if you're losing, you can quickly get out of that trade, right? Because you can see it and you're not deceiving yourself. And that's why it's important to become a decisive individual, because when you see something not going your direction, it's better to take action very quickly, okay? Like if we're in situations of friendship where we have the red flags, showing us from the very beginning, right? We see the red flags from the very beginning. How long is it going to take us to decide to pivot from that situation in order for our own lives to become better, right? So typically when trading in the markets, you want to have the understanding that yes, the market or your trade can get into profit, but when you calculate your loss, you already did the thinking about it. You've already considered it, right? And so then it's easier for you to swallow. It's easier for you to take, so that you can then position yourself and do what? Pivot. Somebody say pivot. Pivot. Somebody say pivot. Pivot. Somebody say pivot. Pivot. Then you can pivot to the next trade, to the next situation, okay? That's the most important thing about options trading, in my opinion, is to be able to calculate your loss, right? But then also identify your ability to maximize the trade, okay? Does that make sense? Yes, it does. This completely changes your understanding of trading in general, because if you can look at yourself and look at the week and say, this week, I'm not gonna lose this amount of money, then it's gonna be very difficult for you to watch a trade go down and allow it to go down all the way after already considering that there's only a specific amount you can lose. Decisive, exactly right. So that's the most important thing. So listen, it's really about the idea of removing fear. Somebody say, I'm removing fear today. Somebody say, I'm removing fear today. Somebody say, I'm removing fear today. I believe everyone here can become a trader. It is not as difficult as you think it is. I promise you it's not, okay? I have people that are well experienced in life that also are profitable in the markets. Correct. So if they can do it, you can do it as well. I also have young students that are profitable in the markets, okay? If they can do it, you can do it as well. Where's Shalonda? Where is she? She just left. Shalonda enrolled her son, who's 18 years old, into my mentorship, okay? So I actually have been training him one-on-one while he's on campus, okay? Throughout the first few months of his trading journey, he now has the understanding of how to make upwards of $1,000 in the markets at 18 years old. At 18 years old, okay? In his dorm room, okay? He now has some of his friends also having the understanding of this as a result of him teaching them, okay? This is how powerful options trading can be. So if you would like to be a part of this revolution, somebody say, I want to be a part of this revolution. Somebody say, I want to be a part of this revolution. Somebody say, I want to be a part of this revolution. I want you guys to go ahead and take my name, my number down. I think that's pretty much all the time I have. So go ahead and bring out your papers and pens, write my number down, send me a text message so that you can get situated, okay? Yes. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Wasi, W-A-S-I, okay? And my phone number, okay, this is my personal line. So please be normal, okay? Don't be weird people, okay? The number is 301-873. Now, who said that? 9527, okay? Shoot me a text message with your name, okay? And then we can get everything situated. How's everybody feeling today? Did somebody learn anything today? Somebody say, problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Problem solvers don't panic. Problem solvers pivot. Excellent. Give you guys a round of applause. Give yourselves a round of applause. I want to thank Marvin for inviting me here. Marvin has been a great friend of mine. We've been rocking together for about almost 5 years now. Yes, sir. It's been crazy. The funny thing about it is I met Marvin on Instagram, okay? I saw one of his interviews, one of his podcast interviews, and I reached out to him and I said, hey, bro, I bought his ebook and I was like, hey, bro, I need to talk to you. You know, I love what you're doing with this infinite banking thing. And I was pretty, I mean, when I say I was a nobody, meaning like no followers, you know, no nothing. And he reached out and said, yeah, let's go ahead and get on a call, right? We actually had an Instagram live, right? I had maybe about 500 followers maybe, okay? Not knowing that eventually I would also then meet him in the same room under Myron Golden at the mentorship. Not knowing that I would meet him later. And you know, being connected to him has drastically improved my life, more ways than you guys would know. So I'm eternally grateful for him and our friendship. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and give it up. Y'all gotta give it up for Marvin. Appreciate you, man.